the Knights Templar. Even their name evokes a sense of mystery and power. These warrior monks, clad in their distinctive white mantles adorned with a red cross, were much more than just soldiers. They were devout Christians, sworn to protect pilgrims traveling to the Holy Land in the aftermath of the First Crusade. Founded in the early 12th century, the Templars evolved from a small group of knights into a powerful and wealthy organization, playing a pivotal role in the religious and political landscape of the medieval world. This essay delves into the captivating history of the Knights Templar, exploring their origins, their rise to prominence, their controversial downfall, and their enduring legacy in modern times. For almost 2 centuries, they stood as a bastion of Christian faith, their military prowess feared by their enemies. They amassed significant wealth and influence, becoming pioneers in international banking. However, their success was intertwined with envy and suspicion, culminating in their dramatic demise. The story of the Knights Templar is a captivating tale of faith, courage, intrigue, and ultimately, tragedy. It is a story that continues to fascinate and inspire, leaving an indelible mark on history and capturing the imagination for centuries to come. In today's episode, we will be looking into the mysterious and enigmatic organization known as the Knights Templar. The year is 1119. Jerusalem, recently reclaimed by Christian forces during the First Crusade, was a city teeming with pilgrims from across the Western world. These devout travelers, seeking to walk in the footsteps of Christ, faced numerous dangers on their journey. Bandits and highwaymen preyed on the weary, and the roads were fraught with peril. It was in this tumultuous environment that a French knight named Hugues de Payens, along with 8 comrades, approached King Baldwin II of Jerusalem with a proposition. Their mission to protect Christian pilgrims on their journey to the Holy Land. King Baldwin, recognizing the need for such a force, granted the knights a wing of his palace for their headquarters. Interestingly, this wing was situated on the site of the ancient Temple of Solomon, from which the knights would derive their name. The poor fellow soldiers of Christ and of the Temple of Solomon, later shortened to the Knights Templar. Initially, the Templars were a humble order, their ranks comprising devout warriors sworn to lives of poverty, chastity, and obedience. Their early years were marked by austerity and hardship, their existence dependent on donations and the goodwill of those they protected. Little did anyone know that this small band of knights would evolve into a powerful military and financial force, their influence stretching across Europe and the Holy Land. The primary mission of the Knights Templar was to ensure the safe passage of pilgrims journeying to Jerusalem. These voyages of faith, often undertaken by the penitent seeking spiritual solace or fulfillment of vows, were fraught with danger. The Templars, with their unwavering commitment to their sacred duty, provided armed escorts for the pilgrims, safeguarding them from bandits, raiders, and other threats that lurked along the dangerous roads. They established a network of fortified outposts and castles along the pilgrimage routes, offering safe havens for travelers to rest and recuperate. These strongholds, strategically positioned, also served as bases of operation for the Templars, allowing them to respond swiftly to threats and maintain order in the region. The knights, bound by their oaths of poverty, did not charge for their services. Pilgrims, often carrying valuable possessions, were expected to entrust their wealth to the Templars for safekeeping during their journey. This practice, coupled with the donations they received, contributed to the growing financial strength of the order. The Templars' commitment to their duty earned them the respect and gratitude of the pilgrims they protected, solidifying their image as pious guardians of the faithful. while their mission centered around protecting pilgrims. The Knights Templar were far from passive protectors. They were highly skilled warriors, rigorously trained in the art of warfare. Their prowess on the battlefield quickly became legendary, their unwavering discipline and effective fighting techniques earning them a fearsome reputation among their enemies. The Templars were often at the forefront of battles against Muslim forces, fighting with unwavering courage and determination in defense of the Christian-held territories in the Holy Land. Their military successes were crucial in maintaining the fragile hold of the Crusader states, their presence bolstering the morale of Christian armies. One of their most notable victories came during the Battle of Montgisard in 1177, where a Templar force, outnumbered by Saladin's army, played a decisive role in securing a crucial victory for the Crusader forces. The Templars' military prowess was not limited to brute force. They were also known for their strategic acumen, often employing innovative tactics and siege warfare techniques. They understood the importance of logistics and fortification, building and maintaining an impressive network of castles and fortifications that proved instrumental in defending the Crusader states. Their military achievements, coupled with their unwavering dedication to their faith, cemented their image as formidable warriors of Christendom. In the late 12th century, Muslim armies retook Jerusalem and turned the tide of the Crusades, forcing the Knights Templar to relocate several times. The fall of Acre in 1291 marked the destruction of the last remaining Crusader refuge in the Holy Land. European support for the military campaigns in the Holy Land began to erode over the decades that followed. Additionally, many secular and religious leaders became increasingly critical of the Templars' wealth and power. By 1303, the Knights Templar lost its last foothold in the Muslim world and established a base of operations in Paris. There, King Philip IV of France resolved to bring down the order, perhaps because the Templars had denied the indebted ruler additional loans. On Friday, October 13, 1307, scores of French Templars were arrested, including the order's Grand Master Jacques de Molay. Many of the knights were brutally tortured until they confessed to false charges, which included heresy, homosexuality, financial corruption, devil-worshipping, fraud, spitting on the cross, and more. A few years later, dozens of Templars were burned at the stake in Paris for their confessions. De Molay was executed in 1314. Under pressure from King Philip, Pope Clement V reluctantly dissolved the Knights Templar in 1312. The group's property and monetary assets were given to a rival order, the Knights Hospitallers. However, it's thought by some that King Philip and King Edward II of England seized most of the Knights Templars' wealth. The Catholic Church has acknowledged that the persecution of the Knights Templar was unjustified. The Church claims that Pope Clement was pressured by secular rulers to destroy the order. While most historians agree that the Knights Templar fully disbanded 700 years ago, there are some people who believe the order went underground and remains in existence in some form to this day. In the 18th century, some groups, most notably the Freemasons, revived several of the medieval knight symbols, rituals, and traditions. Currently, there are several international organizations styled after the Knights Templar that the public can join. These groups have representatives around the world and aim to uphold the values and traditions of the original medieval order. Throughout the years, various tales have surfaced about the Knights' mysterious work. More recently, stories about the legendary Templars have found their way into popular books and movies. Some historians have claimed that the Knights Templar may have secretly guarded the Shroud of Turin, a linen cloth believed to be placed on the body of Jesus Christ before burial, for hundreds of years after the Crusades ended. Another widespread belief is that the Knights discovered and kept religious artifacts and relics, such as the Holy Grail, the Ark of the Covenant, and parts of the cross from Christ's crucifixion. Various other ideas and myths exist about the Knights Templars' secret operations. The popular novel and film The Da Vinci Code presents a theory that the Templars were involved in a conspiracy to preserve the bloodline of Jesus Christ. Although much of these speculations are considered fictional, There's no question that the Knights Templar have provoked intrigue and fascination, and will likely continue to do so for years to come.